We're live. Countdown. Hello, I'm Willie Bragg. Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show, where I like to discuss politics. Just another day in doing so. So, what I want to elaborate on, which is the chitter chatter on the online left, is the fight that AOC and Krystal Ball are having on Twitter. And Nomiki Konst decides to put her 2 cents into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you a segment from the Majority Report this past week, and give you my take on this. So give me a moment here. Let's see. We'll start playing momentarily. I'm going to do this.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Now that I guess I'm the elder on the show, I think I'm the oldest one right now. I'm going to channel my inner Sam and go back in time. When I was like 12 years old, my dad did not like to fly. And we took a train ride across the country from Buffalo, New York to Tucson, Arizona to visit my grandparents. And we stopped in San Antonio at 3. I want to go there, but I'm like, Austin's becoming too big. 10 lawn gnomes. Ohio GOP has proposed a bill that is almost word.
Could have just responded to Christian and said, "You're right, we'll do better."
You're right. I should have done better. I was a blind spot. I should have been there, maybe. You know, right? Like that she could.
We'll make it up to you.
Right. But at the same time, right? I, you know, you can understand why she feels besieged, but like, you know, she should have been there, right? I think disagree. Disagree. Okay. Disagree. First off, the last time AOC got involved in a Amazon fight, Amazon started pouring all the money in. You know, they did put a lot of money in, but they did it in a different way. This was not, I mean, it was kind of better that they did this internal campaign. And granted, it went on for a long time, and they had an independent union. And I've talked to Chris about this and why. And there's a lot of pluses and minuses to attaching yourself to an existing union like RWDSU, like they did in Bessemer, and RWDSU is based here in New York, and having a full-fledged campaign with like national figures. It also puts a big target on your back. And, you know, slow and steady wins the race. It's I don't know. I think in retrospect, it's easy to say that.
I get that, right?
But also, like, I'm sorry, Krystal Ball, with all due respect, and she is a friend of mine, I live in Queens. I live in Astoria. I'm literally half a mile away from where the first Amazon headquarters is going to be. You know who was the biggest advocate for that? AOC. You know who was not there? You. So if you sit here and you're playing who gets to be a progressive, you know, queen or not, and you're more interested in knocking down the few allies we have, I'd like to know, where were you in Bernie 2016? Where were you in Bernie 2016? It's always convenient.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
2016. And be the pure progressive purist.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, it's a branding exercise for a show.
Like, I'm over it. It's just ripping apart the left.
But my point is just,
it's Roger Ailes politics, though. I'm going to continue with this. It's Roger Ailes politics. Roger Ailes picks fights, creates fights, rides fights, turns things. And frankly, AOC, you know, she should have responded, frankly. If she said anything, she should have been like, I'm really supportive of the union effort. Congratulations. We're really proud of everybody. And then move on. But to respond to a YouTube host who wasn't even on the left 5 years ago, I'm not saying that, like, you can't evolve, but this is clearly an exercise here. And as much as I respect her and I like her and she's my friend, I just think that these choices are really dangerous and they're hurting the movement. And in 3 or 4 years, they're not going to look great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust her incentives at all.
Justin, we're just going to let you go and keep up our conversation.
Sorry, Justin. You triggered me.
But I mean, I think my perspective.
Okay, let me just, I would like to elaborate on that. Okay, all right. So she says, you know, Krystal Ball's her friend. She puts that as a cover. And when putting that up as a cover, it's just a way to say, hey, I'm going to go and talk shit about her anyway. And that's what it comes down to. Krystal Ball has more substance than Nomiki Konst, honestly. Now, I don't know where she's getting that Krystal Ball supported Hillary Clinton in 2016 before Bernie Sanders. It's possible. It's possible. But you know what? Krystal Ball is more of a Bernie bro than Nomiki Konst ever could be. I mean, honestly, that's the God honest truth. And and the thing about Nomiki Konst is that I mean, she was sitting there talking about the drama on the online left. What the fuck is she doing? She's actually fanning the flames on the online left that she is so supposedly against. So she's really ridiculous, and she's the kind of person that would go and I don't know. She's a kind of person that I mean, she clutches her pearls, and she's just I know that's kind of sexist, but really is. She's a pearl clutcher of the left. That's the God honest truth. Now, Krystal Ball, if she supported Hillary Clinton in 2016, I forgive her, because on substance, she sounds more like a fiery populist than Nomiki Konst. That doesn't mean that I think that Nomiki Konst is basically, Tommy Lauren on Fox News or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes right down to it, Krystal Ball wants to bring the fight on. She supported forced to vote. Nomiki Konst did not. That's a critical difference. And if you're a real serious leftist, in my opinion, you would support things like forced to vote. So if she did support Hillary Clinton in 2016, I want to make it clear that I forgive Krystal Ball, because I mean, she's the one that comes out with the right policies these days. She's the one that comes out with what it takes to have a progressive movement that's populist and effective, not just sitting there being cheerleaders for establishment Democrats. And but another thing that gets on my nerves about Nomiki Konst is that she'll criticize, she'll go ahead and she'll signal out and criticize, because that's what they do these days. Glenn Greenwald or Jimmy Dore for going on Fox News. How dare they go on Fox News? She goes on Fox News. And let me tell you, I don't agree with everything Glenn Greenwald says. I don't agree with everything Jimmy Dore says. But they both do a better job representing the left than Nomiki Konst. I mean, honestly, they go, I know they're on Tucker Carlson. But, if you're on any program on Fox News, I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, well, Tucker Carlson's not the worst person on Fox. I think there are people far worse than Tucker Carlson on that network. But it's kind of like Tucker Carlson is the no-go. Well, he's got one of the largest audience when it comes to nightly shows throughout the week. And here's the thing. Glenn Greenwald can sit there and talk about Julian Assange, or talk about the national security state that's actually, surveillancing us, things like that. Remember things that the left used to talk about during the Bush years, and even to some extent during the Obama years, that they're not talking about anymore. Glenn Greenwald, great job he does for that. Jimmy Dore, same thing. Brings Medicare for all to a national stage, and to me, that's far better than Nomiki Konst going on Fox News and sounding like a hysterical Karen that's acting like she's a doormat for the Republicans. I mean, who can't sufficiently fight for herself. So I'm sorry. She's just way off base as far as I'm concerned. She is. Now, when it comes to this whole Twitter battle between Krystal Ball and and AOC. Well, here's the thing, and that is this. AOC wasn't there when it counted for the unionization of Staten Island's Amazon. I mean, she wasn't there. I mean, I know that her heart and soul was in support, but I think she had advisors. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, but she's so busy wanting to go to the gala with the Chick-fil-A dress that she wouldn't want to hang out with a bunch of union folks. And just think about the $35,000 that she paid to go to the gala. Can you imagine what that $35,000 would have done if she would have donated that to the Amazon labor union? Remember, $400 million of Jeff Bezos' money to try to put a stop to this union, which had patched itself together kind of dysfunctionally, but functional enough and effective enough to win unionization. We're talking about $120,000 against $400 million. And AOC was nowhere to be seen fighting the good fight. And this doesn't mean that AOC is anti-unionization of Amazon, but honestly, AOC needs to fucking grow up. I mean, I'm saying this. This is tough love. But, Christian Smalls has done more for working people in Staten Island than AOC has. And he's not an elected politician. So just think about that for a moment. I stand with Krystal Ball. AOC is wrong. Nomiki Konst is wrong. I stand with Krystal Ball. I stand with Christian Smalls. If you okay, so that's where I stand. Good friend of mine online. How are you doing? Fireball Russ. Bonjour. If y'all like what you heard, press like, comment any way you disagree. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. That's the First Amendment absolutist. It's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, we have a class struggle to wage. We need to fan the flames of discontent. And we need to do that. And remember, we're all Julian Assange. Until next time. Music.